There's a lot of talk about going plant-based, obviously. Um, I just saw a great talk today with Bart K, or sorry, a video of Bart K. He did a he did a reaction video on the newly elected head of the American Diabetes Association, and she's preaching about the heart healthy grains, and it's just this loop. And obviously, if you're a friend of the channel, this channel, Food for Thought, my name is Anthony Stewart. Um, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I am questioning everything I've ever said. And just today, it's all about grains. And I've been having a few conversations with people lately about probiotics and leaky gut. And, I just kind of went on a little bit of a rabbit hole today, some of the stuff I already know. And I just wanted to throw some things out there to put some things in perspective for some people. And, I'm coaching quite a few people now. And I'm preaching becoming aware and becoming your own N of one and realizing things you can control. And some of this stuff we can control and other things we can't. And, it's no question in my mind, well, in everybody's mind, you're hearing it now, plant-based, eat 6 to 11 servings of grains, right on Health Canada's website, right on the norm. And, first of all, when I was younger, I never heard of celiac. Nobody was gluten sensitive that they knew of anyway. This is a new thing. And it's no wonder that there's some coincidences between GMO monocrop agriculture, celiac disease, all the neurodegenerative diseases, Alzheimer's and, ALS and all these problems that are growing almost exponentially. And, when I go down these rabbit holes, it's funny. It's all hidden in plain sight. And we're going to start today with zonulin. And this is Wikipedia. I'll post what this is. And zonulin is a protein that increases permeability of tight junctions between cells. So in your gut, you have these junctions that are tight. And zonulin makes them more permeable. So it was discovered by this guy, and zonulin has been implicated in the pathogenesis of celiac disease, diabetes, type 1 and type 2. And one thing we don't talk about very much is gliadin, which is the other side of gluten, which is a lectin. So all this talk about lectins being bad for you, yet gluten is a lectin, and people sort of don't tie it together. Gliadin is a glycoprotein present in gluten, activates zonulin signaling irrespective of the genetic expression of autoimmunity, leading to increased intestinal permeability of macromolecules, causing leaky gut. So and it gets worse. Like the zonula oculitans toxin is being studied as an adjuvant to improve absorption of drugs and vaccines. Great idea. So let's cause a leaky gut so that these vaccines can be easily brought into our bloodstream. You see what I'm saying here? So gluten, lectin, zonulin causes leaky gut. So we're eating 6 to 11 servings of grains a day. And now, right there on Wikipedia, they're telling you that this causes a leaky gut. So some people say leaky guts are bullshit. Probiotics. Well, when we look at a structure, probiotics do not build tissue. So if you have a leaky gut, doing anything for your health would be maybe counterproductive if you're not getting a good, stable, solid foundation. So that makes me think of glycine. Glycine is an amino acid, which our body makes a little bit of it, but there's a few problems. Now, this is just going down Wikipedia, okay? So we're not using them as a word, but the truth is hidden in plain sight. So glycine is an amino acid compound that your body uses to create protein. While your body does naturally produce glycine, is available through protein-rich foods, particularly meat. Glycine can also be found as a dietary supplement in capsule form, blah, blah, blah. Glycine acts as a neurotransmitter in the central nervous system, and it has many roles, such as antioxidant. It also works with N-acetylcysteine to create glutathione. It's a cryoprotective and immunomodulatory in peripheral and nervous tissues. Interesting. What are all the problems we're having right now in our health, in the health space? All these ADHD, neuro problems, autism. Maybe it's the nervous system. Maybe it could be a glycine deficiency. What would cause that? Well, even if you're eating meat. They're telling you to eat 6 to 11 servings of grains. Monocrop agriculture. Roundup ready. Oh, let's look at that. What is that? Glyphosate. Well, here we go. Glyphosate is a broad-spectrum systemic herbicide and crop desiccant. It is an organophosphorus compound, specifically a phosphonate, which acts by inhibiting the plant enzyme 5, word I can't pronounce. It is used to kill weeds, specifically broadleaf weeds and grasses that can compete with crops. It was made by Monsanto. Farmers quickly adopted glyphosate for agricultural control. We all know this, but I'm just going through it again. Enabling farmers to kill weeds without killing their crops. Great idea. In 2007, glyphosate was the most used herbicide in the United States, a second to DDT. Great. From the late 70s to 2016, there was a 100-fold increase in the frequency and volume of the application of glyphosate-based herbicides worldwide, with further increase expected in the future. Glyphosate is absorbed through foliage and minimally through roots, and from there translocated growing points. A plant enzyme involved in the synthesis of 3 aromatic amino acids. This is another breadcrumb here. Tyrosine, tryptophan, and phenylalanine. It is therefore effective only on growing plants and is not effective as a pre-emergence herbicide. Crops have been genetically engineered to be tolerant of glyphosate. We were not. Roundup Ready soybean. The first Roundup Ready crop was created by Monsanto, which allows farmers to use glyphosate in a post-emergence herbicide against weeds. While glyphosate formulations such as Roundup have been approved regulatory by the bodies and concerns and the effect on humans and the environment have persisted, a number of regulatory and scholarly reviews have evaluated the relative toxicity of glyphosate as an herbicide. The WHO and FAO Joint Committee on Pesticide Residues issued a report in 2016 stating the use of glyphosate formulation does not necessarily constitute a health risk and giving an acceptable daily intake. The consensus among national agencies that label the use of glyphosate has demonstrated no evidence of human carcinogenicity, and basically they're saying it's long story short, it's safe. So we know this. But what people don't realize, glyphosate, glycine. Let's look at how important glycine is. Okay, top 9 benefits of glycine. Think about the diseases that are affecting kids now. Number 1, builds muscle. Glycine is required for the synthesis of creatine, a chemical that provides energy to your muscles and helps increasing muscle strength and size. Probably a good idea to have glycine. Repairs joints. Glycine is the main amino acid in collagen, which is crucial for your joints, tendons, and ligaments. Glycine has been demonstrated in studies to be necessary for the creation of flexible cartilage, help heal injured joints, and prevent the loss of mobility and functionality in older people. Reduces inflammation. Glycine is a dietary precursor to glutathione, a powerful antioxidant that plays a role in lowering inflammation, protecting against free radical damage. By inhibiting the generation of harmful inflammatory molecules, glycine can help prevent diseases linked to oxidative stress such as liver injury, ischemic stroke, and heart attack. Number 4, protects the liver from alcohol damage. Now we know that non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is becoming prominent. Excessive alcohol can be damaging to liver by preventing inflammation. Glycine can help minimize the detrimental effects of alcohol. Animal studies have shown that glycine may help reduce blood alcohol concentration in rats that were fed alcohol. Protects heart health. Due to its anti-inflammatory antioxidants property, glycine lowers the risk of heart disease. It sounds like it's pretty important. Helps improve metabolic disorders. Glycine is believed to aid in the treatment of diabetes and other metabolic diseases. Glycine lowers glycated hemoglobin, a risk factor associated with poor blood sugar. It also increases the release of the gut hormone glucagon that aids insulin in the removal of glucose in the bloodstream. In addition, glycine increases adiponectin levels, a chemical that controls satiety and fat metabolism. This may lead to weight reduction in people who are obese. although this effect has only been seen in cell studies. Improves digestive system. Bone broth has been used in many years to treat digestive issues because it contains high levels of glycine, which promotes the health of the gut and mucosa. Ooh, now you're starting to see the tie here. Glycine can help speed up the healing of ulcers and regulation of stomach acidity. Improves sleep quality. Glycine helps activate the M-methyl D-aspartate receptor in the brain, which may have a calming effect on the brain and lower core body temperature, both of which can improve symptoms of sleep disorders. Builds immunity. Glycine promotes the synthesis of glutathione. We've already said that. So, just hearing how important that amino acid is. Now, we're going to go. What is the process of making glyphosate? The glyphosate production route of present domestic realization industrialization has two kinds, and the one be the alkyl esterification method of main raw material with the glycine. What is the main ingredient in glyphosate? Glyphosate N-phosphomethylglycine is in the form of isopropylamine salt. So, if glyphosate mimics or takes over our natural or exogenous consumption of glycine, might be a pretty big problem, right? It's no coincidence that all these diseases are going up. All these conditions are worsening. They're telling us to eat a plant-based diet, chocked full of this stuff, and it's everywhere now. It's in our environment. It's in the cycle of water. They're telling us it's safe. Yet all these neurodegenerative diseases are going through the roof. They're telling us to not eat meat, which is rich in glycine. What are you going to do about it? What do you think you should do about it? If a leaky gut is a problem caused by these lectins, and the foods that you're eating that they're telling you is healthy is running rampant in your system, it's a neurotransmitter, what do you think's happening? Could it just be glycine? Stay strong.